Okay, part four. I'm really going to try to wrap this up. I think this is going to be, I think I'm going to have five parts, maybe six. Oh my God. But, anyways, in October of 2021, I had an ileostomy takedown, which means they removed my ileostomy. And so I had to go to the hospital, but I had to stay longer because I got C. diff as a bonus, and that was super fun. But after that, I healed up, and I have to tell you, I enjoyed having the ileostomy for this strange reason, and it was because I go to see a lot of live music, and ileostomies are very unpredictable, and you've got all this rig on you. And I always got to sit in the disability section because it's actually considered a disability because you have to carry all this gear around and you need immediate access to like a bathroom. And I was only able to get that if I was sitting in the disability section. So in some ways that was great because when it goes sideways, or in this case, down my leg, you really need to act immediately. And sitting in the disability section allowed me to do that. And I got to see the concerts better. So now, I want to stop here for a second and bring attention to the fact that in 2010 or around there, I'm always fighting asthma, and everybody's always giving me something to take for asthma. And so somebody prescribed Advair Discus, and I started taking it, and my asthma was getting worse and worse. But I didn't really know if it was my asthma or if I was like sick with something else. So I went to the ER because I could not breathe, and my O2 sats were bad. And they admitted me to the ICU step down unit. And I was there for 3 days. And then they had me on IV stuff and then nebulized breathing treatments. But they were still giving me my Advair Discus, twice a day or whatever. And finally, one day I took it and I started coughing so hard that I puked on myself. And then I realized, oh my God, it's the Advair that's making me sick. So I told my doctors I was no longer going to take it. And you know exactly how they felt about that because that's going against their medical advice. They were very upset. And they said it's impossible for Advair to be making your asthma worse. So that's what they said to me at the time. And I'm like, well, hey, we're going to try this. And by the way, I was discharged from the hospital within 24 hours because I felt better. And you know what? After that, allergists and pulmonologists and my PCP, they kept prescribing all of these inhaled corticosteroids. I swear to God, I've been on like 25, 30 of them. I can't tolerate any of them because they all give me asthma, and there's not a doctor around that actually believes me. My current pulmonologist believes me. Thank God. Okay. And so we're there, and all of a sudden I'm realizing no more steroids inhaled. Then this whole time I'm going to allergists, and by the way, I've been going to allergists my whole life. I can't tell you how many times I've had skin prick testing, blood testing, you name it, I've had it. And I think I mentioned earlier that I was trying to do allergy shots at one point, but they fired me from the program because I was reacting too badly to the initial antigen exposure. So, I always request all my records. And one of the bizarre things that happened, like last week or 2 weeks ago, when I was reviewing my stuff, I was looking at records from my allergist from 2020 or 2021, I don't know. And I noticed in my allergy reports, which was skin testing, that I'm allergic, like highly allergic to peanuts and penicillin. Okay. And no one ever told me that. Okay, they just basically said, yeah, you have a lot of allergies. Here's an EpiPen. So they didn't really give me the sheet until I asked for it later. And then I just sort of filed it because I figured it was going to be like just all the other allergy tests that I've had where I'm allergic to the same damn things every single time they test me. And it was only within the last couple of weeks I found out about peanuts and penicillin. And by the way, I get latent reactions, okay? I always get a latent reaction. So I could have peanuts one day and then I might not get sick like until 4 days later. I might have a horrible inflammatory response reaction to it where I can't breathe. And I don't even know what's going on because I can't figure out, okay, well, what triggered this event? I am going to end this here because it's coming up on 5 minutes, and I'm really going to try to keep this to only 5 parts, possibly 6, but we're getting close to the end. And I think I do have I think I know what it is, and I think I have the right doctor.